Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Caitlin from Florals.com and today I have another episode of Color Theories. This is actually the last episode of Color Theories and it's actually rainbow themed. I've never made a rainbow layout. This was very difficult to decide on what to do, but I have this black and white photo of my boyfriend and I that I wanted to use. It's 4x4 but with a lot of white space, as you can see. But essentially I'm going to use all of these mists and stuff that I have out and do this method here. So essentially I'm just putting the liquid around my circle that I put so I know where the photo will be laying to give this sort of spiralized rainbow look. I'm starting with Heidi Swap Color Shine in Hot Pink. Now I'm using a red gelato from my stash. These are the Faber-Castell gelatos. If you're going to use gelatos and you want intense color, I recommend you just put it on the directly on the paper. This is definitely watered down. You can see me experimenting with it, but and also if you want a more, I had a blended look between my colors, which I liked, but if you wanted one that was more distinct, I would recommend drawing each one in between. So now you see me putting them directly onto the layout. And essentially I'm just using a straw. You can kind of see my shadow there, but I'm using a straw to blow out the color across the white background. I did put clear gesso on my background just so the water that I'd have to put on didn't warp the paper too much. But I'll have you know that my paper did still warp a lot, but that's because I put a lot on the edges. So you'll see me when I come to the other side of my circle that it definitely gets really close to the edge, which might help the page curl, which I didn't really want. So I used a red gelato, an orange gelato, Heidi Swap Color Shine in Butter. I'm using Heidi Swap Color Shine in Patina, Heidi Swap Color Shine in the light blue, and I can't remember what that one's called. Navy, which I regret putting the navy on there. It looks so weird when you spread it out. You'll see in a second. And I also thought this one looked really weird spread out. It was like the same color constantly. It was very, very light. But I also think this one's clogged or something. Like the glitter wasn't working well. And since these are color shines, you're probably wondering how they look. They're not very glittery, to be honest. So here's the navy. It looks okay. It definitely doesn't look navy. It looks gray when you blow it out because the color pigment gets distributed differently. And then my purple here mixed a lot with the navy, which did not look good. But I did cover up most of that later on. So I created this really cool spiral technique. I really like the way it turned out. The rest of my layout's fairly simple besides this. If you guys have ever tried something like this, I'd love to know how it turned out for you. I know you can easily do this with watercolor, but since I have all of these color shines and gelatos, I wanted to do something a little bit different with them. So I thought this would be a fun idea. I originally thought of doing like a drip technique by starting all the colors at the top of the page, but then I thought I have such a small photo, maybe I should just try this radial technique instead. So now I'm going to add more color to the background by spritzing a little bit of each color. Well, not each color, because I realized that some of them didn't look too good, so I didn't use the navy again, or the yellow, I think. But I do splatter some orange. So I had to put that aside to dry because it's going to take a while, which you will see. I don't use my heat gun on this because I figured it's probably better off air drying anyway. But while I'm waiting, I decide to look through my embellishments, and I pull out the Carpe Diem collection from Simple Stories, and I start going through all those die cuts because there are a lot in there that have like a rainbow effect, which I really liked. So I don't embellish a lot on this layout, like I mentioned earlier. I really don't. It doesn't need it because, I mean, you could do the classic like rainbow background with lots of black bold pieces, but that's not what I wanted. I really like this photo and I didn't want it to be overwhelmed, and the color is a lot to begin with. I'm blotting some of it off now actually, just to help it dry faster with a baby wipe. But the color is a lot, as you can probably tell. There's a lot there going on, so I didn't want to overwhelm the photo. I also have behind my photo a freckled fawn doily. They had square doilies at one point, and I wish I bought more because I love them so much. Square doilies are not very popular, I don't think, because I haven't seen them anywhere else, but I absolutely love them. I'm mounting my photo on some light gray cardstock to help it give a little bit of a dimensional boost. And then I'm also pulling out some other colorful pieces from my stash. I don't end up using any of these, but I pulled them out anyway. I definitely could have done a more complicated layout, but like I said, that's not what I wanted in the end. So when I bring this back, if it's dry, I put my photo in the center of that radial, and then I'm trying to decide the die cut pieces I want to use now. The Live Colorfully one was the one I originally wanted to use. It made the most sense. It went with the photo, sort of, and it just looked, it was going to be good if I used that one. But the background on it isn't black. It's not gray. It's not brown. I don't know what the color is. It's just not pure black, and it upsets me that it's not, because if it was, I definitely think I would have used it. Instead, I go for this lighter piece that says, "Yup, that's the good stuff." Because again, that's just it's just a nice description of the photo and the relationship and all of that. So that's my title as well. You'll see me fuss with so many things on this layout, and then I just take them all off. I'm like, nope, you know what, it's good. I like it just plain and simple. And this layout did take a long time, but I attribute that to the drying time. This mixed media background was something I've never done before. I usually don't do these crazy techniques, but I wanted to try it. This was the perfect opportunity to do so, and I'm glad I did because I love the way the layout turned out. I also pulled out a flare from Freckled Fawn that says Love in a nice bright blue color, and I do end up using that. It's just in the blue section because that made the most sense to me. But this is essentially the layout. I don't add a title. Really wanted to, just couldn't make anything work that I had. It just wasn't going to work. To add more fun and dimension, I use some fun foam to put behind my photo. So in between the photo layer and the doily layer is where my fun foam lives. And I'm just going to put that in the center like I did before in my preview. And this layout's almost complete. Like I said, I do fuss around with letter stickers and other pieces to see if I want this title. Like, I thought the Better Together title would be cute, but it's too much for me sometimes because the photo is mainly gray. I mean, it is black and white, but it's mainly grayscale, so I just didn't want to overwhelm it. If you guys did enjoy this series and this video in particular, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys would like more color theory episodes, we could probably expand out this series if I wanted to. Redo the rainbow perhaps. It's definitely been quite the challenge, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, please subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and also don't forget to check out Ariana's video linked down below. If you guys enjoyed the series, please subscribe to both of us, and thank you guys so much for watching this series. It's been a blast to do. I'll catch you guys in the next video, so see you then. Bye!